Andrew, how do you compare the world to come, not just the human condition after we die, but the condition of the entire state of affairs, of all reality, in the Christian tradition, which reflects generally the Abrahamic tradition, and Eastern traditions?
So in the Christian tradition, the present state of reality, physical reality, right, will come to an end at the coming of the Messiah. So the physical reality, which in the present state is filled with death and corruption, will be replaced or will be transformed, right, into a glorified state in which there will be no more tears, no more suffering, no more death. And so creation itself will be liberated and redeemed, right, into a glorified state. And people will be in the presence of God and have an intimate relationship with Him forever. Whereas in the Eastern tradition, now there are different Eastern traditions, right? So in Buddhism, there will be cycles and cycles of universes from the past into the future. So there is no sense in which physical reality will be liberated from that. Now Buddhists want to say that individual humans can be liberated from that by attaining nirvana, right? But nirvana has nothing to do with the physical state. It is another state. So people enter in another state. But this physical state continues in its cycles, right, forever, in the same way, without being transformed or whatever. Now, in Taoism, the physical universe also will not be transformed, but it will be as it is, 自然. Because the Tao is immanent in the universe. The Tao is not a transcendent creator, but the Tao it pervades all physical reality. And so physical reality will have to last forever in order that the Tao can last forever. Oh. So it will be in this state of 自然 forever. But it wouldn't be transformed into a glorified state in the future.
Is that kind of a slightly pantheistic kind of view, the Tao?
Yeah, it's similar to pantheism in that sense. Yeah, that is. But then pantheism is saying that God is the universe and the universe is God, right? But then in Taoism, it's questionable whether you can call the Tao a God or what. Yeah. But it's similar in the sense that it's immanent. Yeah,
it's immanent.
Yes.
It pervades everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And it is the primary principle.
Yeah, the ultimate reality.
Yeah, ultimate reality, and it doesn't change.
Yeah, it doesn't change, yes.
It doesn't change. Okay, so what are some specific, in order to pick a better word, experiences that a human conscious experiencing being would feel in this ultimate state in the two traditions, in the Abrahamic tradition, which you represent the Christian view, and the Eastern view? Well, as individuals enter into this ultimate eschaton, or new heavens and new earth, or ultimate karma, what are the different experiences?
So in the Christian tradition, when a person received Christ as Savior, he'll be liberated and enter into this ultimate state in a glorified body, and he will enjoy having physical contact with this glorified physical state. So it will not be a disembodied state, right, in the ultimate state of affairs, but it will be an embodied state, but in a more glorious way. So people can still have interactions with one another and also with the physical environment. But then there will be no more death or suffering, right? But people enjoy a physical life in a sense, in addition to enjoying God Himself. Whereas in the Eastern traditions, the ultimate state is not like that. So, for example, in Buddhism, nirvana is not an embodied state, but it's a extinguishing of desires, both physical and non-physical. So that is the ultimate state in Buddhism, traditional Buddhism, right? The more traditional form. Although in the Mahayana, right, they also talk about there's a pure land. They talk about where people who attain Buddhahood, right, can also have some kind of enjoyment in a way that's similar to kind of heaven concept, right, in the Christian tradition. But even then, there's also differences, because in the Buddha, the Buddha state, right? That there is no enjoyment of an ultimate reality, a personal God, because a personal God, you don't find a personal ultimate God in Buddhism. And in Taoism, there is no sense in which that the present state of reality will be transformed into a glorious state, but people hope to live on forever in this life, and so that will be the ultimate state.
Live on forever in this life? I mean,
Well, so in Taoism, the teaching is that people hope to achieve immortality, 长生不老, right? So they hope that by meditation, people can hope to achieve a kind of immortality, transcending death. Even though that is not accomplished for most people, right? We know that people do die and fall sick. But in that case, they also believe that there is a kind of afterlife. So, for example, the souls, after they die, it can enter into another state where it can ride on the clouds, for example. So it's also a kind of transcendent experience in that sense. But then there is no sense in which that the soul will be re-embodied again, or no bodily resurrection, right, in Taoism, and no sense in which of a person experiencing the infinitely beautiful God forever, right? You don't find that in Taoism.